This week on the finale of Braxtons.
Will you marry me?
Yo, what is up, everybody, and welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about the Braxtons Season 1, Episode 8, the last episode of the season. Let's get right into it. The episode starts with Toni because her Love and Laughter residency with Cendric and Trainer is almost done. They're ready to start the show. She says that the shows are about 90 minutes long and they're going to be doing about 20 weeks. So they're doing rehearsals in the actual stage that they're going to be in. And Toni was tired. She was very tired. And it makes me think of all those other like Vegas residency artists like Adele, Mariah, Britney, or just artists in general that do concerts. It's hard work, it's a lot, but it's their passion for sure. So then we see Trina. Trina has a cooking show that she's been doing for a while now, and she does it with her husband. And not gonna lie, the food looked really good. She invited her mom to be a guest on this specific video that she was doing. She made like some lobster and some mashed potato. Trina tells her mom that she will be going to the opening night of Toni's show. Towanda, though, will be going on for the second show. Evelyn asks Trina, how is Trina doing since she's been working on herself now? And it is so good to hear that the grief counseling has been working because remember that Trina was going through a lot, eating and drinking her feelings, not sleeping, having nightmares. She says that she's now finally able to sleep at night. And that is huge considering that for 2 years she was not able to do so. And it just goes to show how grief counseling does work when you put in the time. And you put in the effort as well. And as corny as this sounds, also, time does heal all wounds. So I'm just so glad to hear that, and I hope that she keeps getting better. Back in Atlanta, Towanda goes on a podcast radio show. She talks about filming the show, and then when the host asks her about her hairstyle, Towanda reveals that the initial reason she gave for shaving her head was, for solidarity towards Traci. But she finally reveals to the world that she has alopecia. Now, up to this point where she's doing this podcast, that's the first time she's ever revealed it to the public. And one of the things that she also talked about is when she revealed her alopecia to her man, Sean. So I said this last week, very vulnerable of her to share this journey, so I really appreciate that from her. Additionally, Towanda shares that she's launching a skincare line, shampoos and conditioners and masks for your head, but I don't know, y'all. I tried to look it up and I couldn't find anything. So maybe she'll post it later on her Instagram or something, because I tried to look and I saw that she had another skin line a while ago, but I don't think that's what she's referring to, so I don't know about that. Alright, y'all, so then remember that a few weeks ago when Tamar said that she was mad at her family because she was the last one to know about Traci's diagnosis, and then Trina said, oh, it's because you guys were at odds. I totally believe Trina, by the way. But in this scene, Tamar is visiting a psychic that speaks with the dead people. So she's doing her thing as psychics do, and then I guess when she gets a connection, according to this woman, Traci is telling Tamar, I'm sorry. I love each and every one of you. You're my baby sister. If I hurt you, I am sorry. You are loved and protected. Then Tamar says to her that she's the one that's sorry because she has a lot of regrets because she, quote, didn't get the chance to be the sister she needed to be. Although she did try and make up those last remaining days of Traci's life, Tamar really did try to be there as much as she could and connect with Traci as much as she could. She still feels like that wasn't enough to make up for everything else. And Tamar was very emotional, crying a lot, reflecting and speaking from the heart. And the psychic says that Traci is saying that she just wants her family to unite. And that was that scene. Very beautiful for Tamar to vent and to hear this. But a few things I want to say though. First, when Tamar said, I didn't get the chance to be the best sister, What do you mean you didn't get the chance? You had the chance and you weren't. And again, she herself said it. She has regrets. So I'm not holding that against her. But you don't say you didn't have the chance because you did have the chance. You just made a certain decision. Second, listen, everybody has different beliefs in spirituality and customs and all that, which I respect. But Tamar, don't ever say that a psychic speaking to someone who passed is, quote, Jesus like. Because it's not. Again, believe whatever you want, but don't say that this is Jesus like because this entire thing is anti biblical. She said at the beginning, she was like, oh, this psychic is Jesus like. No, ma'am, no. But anyway, moving on, it's finally Toni's opening night. Tamar is there, and so is Trina. They showed a lot of little clips of the different performances that Toni did, and wow, amazing. She looked like the star that she is, just absolutely flawless and beautiful. Then, poor Toni. Y'all already know she is a mega talent when it comes to singing. But she tried to crack a few jokes and oh no 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 no. Toni, leave that to Cedric. She's not good at all. What I loved is that they showed because they didn't show her singing any songs, but the one that they did show her actually that we actually heard her sing was a little bit of Unbreak My Heart, which is a legendary song. By the way, what is y'all's favorite Toni Braxton song? Mine is definitely gonna break my heart, but also breathe again. But y'all let me know in the comments which one's your favorite. The next scene, Trina and Towanda made it to Vegas. I'm sorry, not Trina. Trina was already there. Evelyn and Towanda make it to Vegas, and they're there at a restaurant with Trina. Tamar had to go back to Atlanta. She only stayed for the opening night, which, again, this is what I said in the last episode with the photo shoot. Tamar, you couldn't be with your family, with your entire family all together just one last time? Just one last time. So for tonight's show, Trina and Towanda are going to do a little bit on stage. Cedric usually gets some people to go up to the stage and do a little interview or whatever, a little interactive thing. So tonight, Trina and Towanda will do it. So it's a little later now. It's time for the show. Now, Trina and Towanda don't have a script or anything. They're just going on stage, but like for them, it's improv. The only one who knows is Cedric. He knows what he's gonna say. So the girls were on a platform that rised up to the stage. So they go up, and Cedric is asking them a bunch of questions about when they were little kids and all this stuff. And they shared that the first song they sang together as a group, the sisters, was about toilet paper when they were kids. So Cedric's like, "Oh, can we hear it?" So they sing it, and then Cedric says, I think someone from the audience should come up and sing it with y'all. And guess who they got? Sean, Tawanda's boyfriend. So Sean goes up there, he says a few things, and then he gets on one knee to pop the question. He says, Towanda C. Braxton, will you marry me? And then you got Trina screaming, the audience screaming, and Towanda says, yes. It was amazing how the first song she sang with her sisters kind of played a role in her engagement. That's a little nice full circle moment. Then Toni comes out to finish the show. I'm so happy for Towanda. Now, do I think it's suspicious that it took almost 10 years for him to propose and he finally did it when the show came back on? Hell yeah! But I'll give him the benefit of the doubt because Towanda did look so happy. So the next day, Evelyn, Trina, Towanda, and Toni meet up for one last conversation. Towanda is over the moon, happy. They tell Toni that her show is incredible, and then they reflect on Traci and that they did this season for her. Then they show moments of this season, which there weren't too many because there was only 8 episodes. But the mom says that she's proud of all of them, and then they also end the episode by showing just beautiful moments that they all had together during the 7 seasons of the Braxton Family Values. I literally got chills, you guys, when I was watching that. And that was the end of the episode and the end of the season of the Braxtons. I also want to read this that they played towards the end of every episode. It said, this season of the Braxtons is dedicated to our beloved sister Traci. Our beautiful hummingbird, her spirit and bright light are with us always. We are family forever. Love the Braxton family. You guys, this is the end of the season, and I got a few thoughts. Number one, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I was very excited about the Braxtons coming back on because I grew up watching the Braxton Family Values, and I wanted to see what the girls were up to. I really loved Trina. I like Toni, but my favorite was always Traci. So I knew that the show wasn't going to be the same, but I was still looking forward to it. Now, as good as it was to see familiar faces, as good as it was to see Toni, rehearse for her amazing show, I don't think this show needs to come back on. I'm sorry, but I don't think they should come back on. They say they did this for Traci. I believe them. Unfortunately, all that it showed was that even though we love them, I love the Braxton family. I'm always going to love them. But one of the things that this season showed is that they have yet not, as Yanla said, they have not worked to fix the dysfunction in their family. And I think that probably the worst thing that came out of this season was the exploitation of Kevin Jr. and pitting him against his fault. That whole thing was just a mess. And I'm sure Traci would not be okay with her son and the narrative of her son and her husband fighting being on the season. I don't think so. And also, besides that, the show just seemed so discombobulated. You had scenes here and there. Some would meet up, some wouldn't. And like I said, I know in the last video with the photo shoot, a lot of people in the comments said, Tamar, disrespect her boundaries. She should leave her toxic family. And I understand that, but if that's the case, then don't do the show, because especially in this last scene, I was just like, damn, Tamar, you could have been there just to see your sister get engaged and have that last final dinner and then call it a day. But no, she isn't capable of doing that. But anyway, you guys, lots of things to talk about. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts were about the engagement, about the season. Do you think that they should come back, or do you think that one is good for them to have done just one and done? Let me know. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all next time. You have a great one. Bye.